Hi, this is Debbie, and today I've got two techniques to share with you: heat embossing resist and then a watercolour wash over the top. I'm using the February card kit from Says Stamp. It's filled with lovely papers, stickers, sequins, cardstock that matches, but I'm going to put all that to one side and I'm just going to concentrate on the stamp set. I've got a piece of Archie's cold press watercolour card and I'm attaching that to a piece of old mountboard with some painter's tape, and this will stop the card from warping when I add the water. The stamp set is called Hello Beautiful, and it's that lovely Hello Beautiful sentiment that I wanted to be the focus of this card. And I've also added some of the heart images from the set as well. I really should have planned out the sequence of my project better, as I should have done the heat embossing before adding the watercolour card to the mountboard. However, I'm able to pick up the images with the Misty stamping tool and still get a good impression. I've added EK Success powder tool to the cardstock to stop the embossing powder sticking where I don't want it to, and then I've stamped the images in verse mark before sprinkling on some white embossing powder from Says Stamp. Having heat set the embossing powder, we can now move on to the watercolouring, and today I'm going to be looking at some samplers that I picked up from Daniel Smith. I think these samplers are a fabulous way to try out new product. So I could see the colours and which ones I liked. I attached some watercolour card to each of the samplers and then swatched out the colours. I'm starting out by applying a wash of water over the cardstock where I want the colour to go. I really like teal blue colours, so I'm picking out the Amazonite Genuine from the Primatech watercolour sampler from Daniel Smith. I'm adding a little bit of water to the paint sample, really working that in, and then I can bring the colour to the water. I'm going to play some music while I continue to watercolour with the Amazonite Genuine for the background, and then I'm also going to bring in some quinacridone pink and magenta for the hearts. I ran out of the Amazon Genuine sampler in the end, and I couldn't quite get a deep enough turquoise to really let that Hello Beautiful sentiment shine. So I reached for my Winsor & Newton palette and I used some phthalo turquoise for the last of the wash. I splattered some of the spare paint over the background, and I'm also adding some Perfect Pearl solution too to give some lighter colours, some variation, some sparkle. That's a couple of scoops of Perfect Pearls in a mini mister and shaken up with some water. Once everything was fully dry, I'm pulling back the painter's tape at a sharp angle, and that's the easiest way so that it doesn't actually tear the watercolour card as it comes away. I've got a quick tip for you here. I like using the 3M foam adhesive on my projects, and I buy it in those really big rolls. However, a new roll can be a bit cumbersome. They are very, very large. So what I do is I keep the inner circle from the old roll, and then I wind some of the new tape onto the old roll, and there you've got a much more manageable size. I've used some fog cardstock from Says Stamp to create a card base, and then I'm using the 3M foam adhesive to attach the watercolour panel to that card base. The Says Stamp February card kit does come with some sequins, however they didn't really suit the colourway of the watercolours that I'd used, and so I picked out some clear sequins and some rhinestones to finish this card. I'll leave you with some photographs and hope you agree that heat embossing resist and a watercolour wash over the top, they're really easy techniques, but they do give a lovely result. Thank you for joining me today, and if you've enjoyed this video and would like to see more from me, then please consider subscribing.